Praise the Lord. My name is Dr. Roosevelt Robinson Jr., and I just self-published a book entitled God's Favor, My Wife. This book was prophesied by my apostle many years ago that said, I will write this book and it will bless many. I want you to go pick you up a copy. This book will inspire you, encourage you, and bless your soul. If you're seeking for salvation, if you're seeking for a closer walk with God, if you're looking for ideas for your youth ministry, if you're looking for that husband or searching for that husband or wife that God has promised you or that you desire, this book will inspire you, encourage you, and help you on your journey with God. Go to barnesandnoble.com, that's bn.com or amazon.com, and pick you up a copy. I guarantee it will bless you. I have shared my experience and my testimony of how I met my wife and we got married, and how I have gained favor down through the years being married to my wife. Be blessed.
We're grateful for who God is. That list of names given, holy and mighty and all of that, that's just the beginning of things. When Jesus was jousting with the Pharisees, Jesus made it clear to them that when you start talking about me, you're talking about something that surpasses Abraham. Because before Abraham was, he said, my name is I am. In other words, when you open up the book to look at all of the good things that a person can possibly be, mighty and triumphant and awesome and holy, he says that that's just the beginning of it. He had to close the book.
Who am I, America? My name is Dr. Roosevelt Robinson Jr. I was born and raised in Swansea, South Carolina. In elementary school, I went to school. I learned a lot, and I was influenced a lot by my teachers. My parents, I was raised, I had two parents. My mother and father raised me. I had a sister. She was like 6 years younger than me, and we were very close. In elementary school, I learned that I had a writing skill. In elementary school, by third grade, our teacher gave us a assignment to write a composition on what would you do to improve the world. And I wrote a composition on how I would clean up the world from all trash and pollution and mess. And I won that composition competitive thing that we were in. I won the Lieutenant Governor's Award for excellence in composition. My mother and father were a great influence in my life. They always told me to study and make good grades and do good in life, and always be respectful of my elders. And they taught my sister and I that, and I was always respectful. I was always, as a young man, young boy growing up, I was always shy. I was alone. I kept to myself in school. I didn't have many friends. My mother and father was there in my life. My mother was a great influence. She was always there, and she always encouraged me. My father, he worked hard. He worked at a steel company. He always worked to provide for his family. And I took on his ways. I'm a good provider today because of who my father was. We went to church. My mother took us to church every Sunday. And I was raised up in the church. I learned that I had the gift to sing, but I didn't use it until I got in high school because I was so shy. I didn't like to get up and talk in front of people, a crowd of people, or sing or nothing because I was shy. I didn't want to get up in front of people and talk and express myself. And so I was raised in the country. I'm a country boy. In middle school, I came out a little bit and came out of my shyness and quietness and loneliness, and I began to make friends and open up a little bit and clown around and to make friends and to be a part of the in crowd. I grew out of that shyness a little bit. I met a lot of friends, and I was often tempted to do things like smoke and maybe drink and go out to clubs, but I was still in my parents' house, so wasn't able to. They didn't allow you to hang around and hang with people and go to people's houses and go places and like other kids would go out and be able to go out and things. We were not allowed to do that. One time I got to go out and go to when I was in high school, when I started being a part of the marching band. I was part of the marching band. I played trumpet in high school. I was part of the marching band, and we had games. And then my parents allowed me to, I got my driver's license. I drove bus in school, in high school. Got my driver's license that allowed me to drive to school sometime. And sometimes, I had to drive to my games to be a part of the band. And that's when it started giving me freedom to, go and to be out amongst friends and, do things. And so I played on the band, the trumpet, marching band, made friends, kind of around a little lot, but I always got my own work done. I was in AP classes in high school. I made good grades, made the honor roll at times. And, my parents were a great influence. They always told me to do good and you prosper in life. Keep God first. Always do the right thing. They were great influences in my life. And in high school, I started working at fast food restaurants. I started meeting people there. And I started getting into things that I shouldn't have gotten in. I started, hanging with the fellas and smoking, weed and drinking alcoholic beverages and just hanging out, going to parties, and all the things that teenagers did back in my day. But I didn't let it consume me. I didn't get caught up in drugs and things. I had the opportunity, but thank God one of my friends said, no, don't do that. Don't do that. You don't want to get involved with that. So that was the grace of God that kept me from, being hooked on or getting caught up in drugs. And so, I had a lot of good days in my coming up as a young boy and a teenager, and I had some bad days, but my parents were always there. Always had parents in my life, and I thank God for that, for their love and their guidance and their support. My sister and I have two sisters. One is 6 years younger than me, and I'm 14 years older than my baby sister. And my sister and I were close. We did things together. We always, played and talked, and she followed in my footsteps. My baby's footsteps, following my footsteps. She played the trumpet in high school when she started school. Because I played it. She saw me play it. My sister, she was a very intelligent young lady, and she would always try to follow my example. So I try to set a good example for both of my sisters. And I just thank God, for my upbringing, and I thank God for where He's brought me and what I'm in today. I'm author today because of the teacher that gave me that opportunity to write, and I won that Lieutenant Governor's Award for Excellence in Composition. And I'm an author now today because of my excellent writing skills and how my teachers influenced me. Who am I, America? Again, my name is Dr. Roosevelt Robinson Jr. In high school, I learned that I had a gift of singing. Well, I learned that as a young boy. I knew I could always sing, but I started singing in church in the usher board. I came out of that shyness, hanging with friends and, growing up and just maturing. And I began to sing in church on the usher board. And so I knew I had to get to sing. I was very, very musical inclined. I told you I was on the marching band. I played trumpet in the marching band. I could play the drums a little bit. Tried to learn to play the keyboard, but I never did pursue that. And in high school, I drove bus. So I did a lot of things, had some hanging with a lot of friends and met other friends, started working in fast food restaurants and meeting a lot of people.